Assalamualaikum class 7 students. Assalamualaikum class 7 students. We have started chapter number 2 in our previous lecture. Okay. Today we will do the page number 16. Okay. Today we will discuss the page number 16. Okay. First of all, we will discuss about the in previous lecture I have told you when different issues combine, then they make an organ. And I asked to explain you that plants have less organs. They have only roots, stems, flowers, and leaves. Okay. So in this topic, on page number 16, these organs together make a plant, which is an organism. So what is an organism? Organisms are those which are living things. Okay. So an organism is something that is able to survive on its own. So what is an organism? What is a definition of organism? Organism is that which can survive on its own. Is that clear? Okay. Which is able to survive by himself. That is called an organism. Okay. Now here is the structure is given. It's a structure of a leaf. Okay. So you can see. Structure of leaf is given. Actually, this is the inner part of a leaf. Okay, I will tell you how the inner structure of a leaf is made. Okay, so it is the inner structure of a leaf. Structure of a leaf. Okay. So you can see what is present inside it. I have told you photosynthetic tissues. So this part is green. Okay. This part is green. You can see in your diagram. This green part is called photosynthetic tissues. Photosynthetic tissues. And you all of know this thing that leaf is the part of a plant which do photosynthesis, which make food for the plant. Okay. So inside the leaf there is a chemical present which is called chlorophyll. Okay. So with the help of chlorophyll, leaf get the energy, store the sunlight more and more inside its body, and then make the food for a plant. So this all happens with the help of photosynthetic tissues. Okay. Next one is that protective tissues. Okay, you can see there is inner layer that is called protective tissues. Protective tissues are those tissues which protect the inner side of a leaf from hot sunshine, from wind, okay, and from other things. Okay, so they protect the structure of a leaf for damaging. Okay, and the next one is that xylem and phloem tissues. Okay, you can see here are two layers are given. First is called xylem tissues, and the second one is called phloem tissues. So xylem tissues are responsible to carry water and minerals from the soil towards the aerial parts of a plant. Okay, and phloem tissues are responsible to get prepared food from the leaves and take up to all parts of the plant. So they do the opposite job. They get all things from the roots and they get all food materials from the surface of the leaf. Okay. So the structure of a leaf is made by four different types of tissues. First is called photosynthetic tissues, second is called protective tissues, third is called xylem tissues, and fourth is called fine tissues. I hope you understand the structure of a leaf. Okay. Now we will discuss the other plant organs. What are they? We will discuss roots, we will discuss stem, and we will discuss reproductive organ. So we can say other organs are organs of a plant. First, we have discussed about the leaf. What is their important function? They do photosynthesis. And because of they have flowing tissues, so they protect the plant. Protect the plant. Now we will discuss about the root. Why root is important for the body of a plant. Root. So what is the function of root? First of all, the important function of root is that to hold the plant in the ground. To hold the plant in the ground. Okay. Second important function is that a function of root is that take in water and minerals from the soil. Take in water and minerals from the soil. Okay. And the third point is that function of root is that they hold the plant in the ground, they take in water and minerals from the soil, okay, and they are sensitive. Now these 2 points are clear, but question is that why roots are sensitive, okay, and there is another important thing that roots always grow in the soil downward, okay, and stem always grow above the ground. What is the difference between them? Why roots grow inside the ground? Answer is very simple, because roots are sensitive, okay, so the gravity of earth affect them. So due to gravity of earth, roots grow inside the ground. Okay. So these are the functions of roots. What are roots? They hold the plant in the ground. They can take in water and minerals from the soil and take up the aerial parts of the plant. And third, they are sensitive. That's why they go under the ground, because the gravity of earth affects on it. Okay. Now the next organ of a plant is stem. So what is the function of stem? So number one is that keeps the plant upright. Keeps the plants upright. Okay. Second important function is that holds the leaves. Holds the leaves and the third important function of stem is that, okay, insects can get to that easily. Okay, so flowers produce on stem. Okay. So this is the important function of stem. Stem is also an organ of a plant. Okay, so first important function of stem is that it keeps the plants upright. Okay, it makes them straight. That's why they remain same. Second important, holds the leaves. Okay, the function of stem is that they can hold the leaves. So why this is important? Why this is necessary? Answer is very simple, because when the leaves are held by stem, so the leaves can get more and more sunlight from the sun, and that's why that sunlight help in photosynthesis. So the leaves should be straight. Okay, so this function is done by stem. It holds the leaves. That's why they get more and more sunlight, and that sunlight help in photosynthesis. Third point is that stem also help to produce flowers. Okay, so flowers are also produced, or you can see the stem is made and the branches comes out from the stem. So these branches hold the produce the flowers. And why a plant needs flowers? We all know that plants are living organisms, so they also do fertilization. So for their fertilization, they can fertilize, they can grow their same plants by a process which is called pollination. Pollination can be happen in different ways. Among them, there is a way which is called pollination by insects. Okay, so when flowers will be in attractive colors, when they have nectar, nectar means sweet solutions which they produce. So insect will attract towards the flower. They will sit over the flower to get the nectar, and in return they will drop the pollens of other flowers. Okay, so in this way a plant can do the fertilization. Okay, so this role is also done by stem. First, it keeps the plant upright. Okay, it makes them stay. Secondly, it holds the leaf. That's why photosynthesis can be possible in the plant. And third, it hold the flowers. It can produce the flowers which help in pollination. Okay, and pollination is happen due to by insects. Okay, so insects are responsible for pollination. So these insects get nectar, and can get nectar, and that's why when they sit on the flower, they will fall the pollens of other flowers on the stigma of that flower. And in this way, pollination can be possible. Okay, and there is another organ which is called reproductive organ, means flowers. So what are the flowers? Flowers have two parts. Okay, male and female parts. Okay, male parts are called stamen and female parts are called carpel. Okay, male parts are called stamen and female parts are called carpel. So when these stamen and carpel are fused to each other, so because of that, a new plant began to grow. Okay, so male and female reproductive organ, these are in the flowers. Flowers are usually brightly colored and scented to attract insects. Okay, so why flowers are colorful and why they are attractive and why they have sweet smell in them, that's why the insect can attract towards them. And definitely when they sit on a flower, the pollens which are attached in their body, they will shatter on the stigma of a flower, and in this way insect pollination can be possible, fertilization can be happened. Okay, so keep it your mind, a plant has some important organ. First, leaves, their function is there to help in photosynthesis. okay, protect the plant. Second important organ is root. Root means they can hold the plant in the ground and they take in water and minerals from the soil, and roots are very sensitive towards the earth's gravity. And third organ is stem. Important function is keeps the plant upright, okay, holds the leaves, okay, that's why they can do photosynthesis, and it also produce gas which help in fertilization. Then the next important organ is that flowers. Flowers have two different organs inside it, male and female parts. Male parts has stamens and female parts have carpels, okay. So when they are, so these parts are present in the flower. So that's why flowers are in bright color. They have spring scented. That's why that insects can be attract towards that, and fertilization can be happen. Okay. So now this topic has been done. Organs of a plant. Okay, now we will discuss another topic which is transport in plants. Okay, beta, this topic is given on page number 17. Page number 17. Transport in plants. This is also very interesting topic, transport in plants. Now, first of all, the first question which comes in the mind of the student, that what is the meaning of transport? Okay. So what is the meaning of transport? Transport means to carry something from one place to another. Okay, to carry something from one place to another. Okay. You can carry something from one place to another, and you can move yourself from one place to another. This is called transport. But now question comes in our mind, okay, what is the relation of transport with plants? Because we all of know this thing that plants cannot move. They have no legs, they have no arms, so they cannot move from one place to another. But we also know this reality, if they can move by growing their branches and leaves more and more. You can see the early plant is small, it has less leaves, less flower, okay. But when it converts into a big tree, you can see its branches, its stems can be spread, okay. So we know this thing, plants have no legs, they have no feet, they cannot move from one place to another, but they can grow, but they can move by growing their size, okay. They can spread their branches, they can produce more and more flower, they can produce more and more food. So this is called the movement of flowers, movement of plants. Now we will discuss transport in plant, but here topic is different, that how transportation system work in a plants. If we take an example of humans, we also have different transport systems, okay. Among them, the important transport system in human is blood, and definitely that system is called circulatory system. When we get food, then we convert into a blood, so our whole body needs blood. So this blood goes each and every cells of our body, and that's why we get the energy. So like that, plants also have transport system, but here is the difference. Plants have not blood. Now question is that how the which things is transported in the blood, okay. So I have told you in the start that all plants have two different types of tissues. I have told you that all plants have two different types of tissues, and these tissues are tissues, okay, and phloem tissues. And phloem tissues. And collectively, they both are called vascular bundles. What are they called? Vascular bundles. Okay. So vascular bundle means xylem tissues and phloem tissues. Okay. So these make the transport system of a plant. What is happened? Xylem tissues and phloem tissues. They both make up a xylem tissues and phloem tissues. Okay. They both make up a transport system of a plant. Okay. Now, what is the difference between two? Xylem tissues and phloem tissues. So first point is that xylem tissues get minerals and water from the soil. They get minerals and water from the soil. Okay. And what is the function of phloem tissues? They get prepared food from the leaves and take to all parts of a plant. And take to all parts of a plant. Okay. Second important function is the second difference between xylem tissues and phloem tissues is that phloem tissues are made from living cells. Okay. So they are made by living cells. But phloem tissues are made by dead cells. So this is the main difference between two. Okay. And phloem tissues are phloem cells are alive, xylem cells are dead. The word xylem comes from the Greek word xylon, which means wood. Okay, so this word comes from Greek word xylon. Greek word, and its meaning is that wood. Okay. So first difference between two is that xylem tissues and phloem tissues, they both make up the transport system of a plant. Okay, so what is the difference between two? Xylem tissues take minerals and water from the soil and take up to all parts of the plant. Phloem tissues get prepare food from the leaves and take to all parts of the plant. Xylem tissues are made by dead cells. Okay, and phloem tissues are made by living cells. Okay, so why they are called? They are made by dead cells because xylem tissue, xylem word comes from a Greek word xylon. Okay, Greek word xylon, and xylon means wood. Okay, so how this work in the body? Xylem tubes carry water and minerals in solution from the soil up to the parts of the plant above the ground. They have thick and strong walls which help the xylem support the plant. So they have thick and strong walls. Okay, so next difference is that xylem and phloem. They have thickened and strong walls. So why do they have thickened and strong walls? Because their important function is there to upright the plant. Okay, so they make the plant straight. In plants, xylem is a dead tissue. In plants such as trees, new xylem is made each year, forming rings in the trunk. Okay. So second function of xylem is that it makes rings. New xylem is made each year, forming rings. Okay. New xylem make rings in the bark every year. Okay. So by counting these rings, we can find the age of any tree. And flowing tubes are made from leaf joint and wires, so they carry sugar cushion from the leaf. There it is made during into very other part of the plant. There are holes at the end of each point cell, so sugar cushion can pass through. Okay. So every phloem cell have hole in the end. That solution can pass. Okay. Next important function of phloem tissue is that sugar solution can go both up and down a phloem tube at the same time. Xylem and phloem tubes are bundled together in vascular bundles. Okay, so you can also observe they are present in a stem. Okay, for example, this is a stem. So in this, they are found in the form of tubes. Okay, so these are valency, they carry minerals and food particles from the soil and take them to all parts of the plant. Okay, so they move from downward to upward. And if we take an example of soil tissue, they get prepare food from the in the form of a solution. Okay, in the form of a solution. So they come from upward to downward. So these are this is phloem tissues, and this is xylem tissues. So always keep in your mind when we talk about the transport system in plants. So this thing should be clear in your mind that transport system of a plant consists of vascular bundles. And what are vascular bundles? Vascular bundles consist of two different type of tissues. One is called xylem tissue, second is called phloem tissues. So what is the difference between two? Okay. First of all, what are xylem tissue? Xylem tissue, xylem word comes from a Greek word xylon, and its name is wood. Okay, so what is different? Xylem tissues get minerals and water from the soil, okay, and take to all parts of a plant. They are dead cells, okay. They have thicker and strong walls to make the plant upright. New xylem make things in the bark everywhere. So when we want to find the age of any tree, the scientists, the botanists, what did they do? They just count the rings and tell the age of that tree. Okay. On the opposite side, phloem tissues are different. They get prepared food in the form of solution from the leaves and take to all parts of the plant. Okay. So their function is there to throw the food in each and every part of our plant, okay, and they are made by living cells, okay, and every phloem cell have hole in the end, that's why solution can pass and the food can reach each and every part of a plant, okay. So this is the transport in plants, introduction of transport in plants, okay. So the next topic is that inside a root. It means we will discuss the structure of a root. So now we will discuss the structure of a root. Inside the root, what is happened? Okay. So we will discuss this with the help of a diagram. Immediately you can see the diagram. This is the structure of inside the root. Okay. So first of all, I will tell you these are xylem tissues and coil tissue. So this is xylem tubes and this is phloem tubes and growing cells at a root tip. Growing cells at a root tip. Okay. And there are root hairs. These are root hairs. And this is a root cap. So this is the structure of root inside structure of a root. Okay. So how roots are made? Definitely they both have xylem tubes and phloem tubes. Okay. So xylem tubes get minerals and water from the soil, and phloem tubes are responsible when they get their food from the leaves. They take up to the roots. Okay. So there are root hairs. Root hairs always grow inside the ground. They are spread. They grow day by day, and they spread more and more in the ground. Okay. And this is a root cap. All roots are covered by a cap which is called a root cap, and this is a root tips which help to grow the more and more cells. Okay. So this is the structure of a inside structure of a root. So you have to keep in mind that roots always grow inside the ground. They are sensitive. Okay. So their important function there is spread inside in the ground more and more to get more water for the body of a plant. So when a plant gets more water, then it becomes healthy and it can do photosynthesis properly and it can grow properly. Okay. Now your lecture has been ended. Thank you so much. Students, do you have any issue? Fatima, do you understand?